casserole dish, potatoes, sliced onions, Argentinian salt and peppercorns, cheese, a bit of Parmesan cheese along the way. Hit the like button. Preheat your oven as well, please. Frank's Fine Foods. This is just a combination of Argentinian salt and peppercorns. I like to mix them together. Just put them in a hand grinder. And then you have a much fresher taste to your food. What we have here is a setup today for scalloped potatoes, gluten-free, with a cheese mixture involved in it as well. That is optional. The basic scalloped potatoes require that you have finely thin sliced potatoes. These are white russet potato. Actually, these are russet potatoes. If you get some yellow skin flesh potatoes, they work as well. Pretty much any potato will work. If they're nice and clean, slice them with the skins on. There's more vitamins and nutritions to that method as well. I use one of these. They're great for the job. It's a godsend. It makes everything even for cooking, and it also slices onions quite quickly without crying. And what you do basically here is with the larger sliced onions, you just cut them in half. So that's one of the ingredients we need as well. We need a casserole dish. There's only 2 of us in our family, so this is a small one. But of course, you can use a bigger one like this. Okay, you also need to have handy shredder. And one of these are handy for peeling potatoes as well. So anyways, the shredder is for the cheese that we're going to use. This is a mixture of mozzarella and marble cheddar. But you can use any cheese, whatever you have in your fridge. And again, this is optional. Your primary ingredients for scalloped potatoes, gluten-free style, will be the potatoes, the onions, and the mushroom soup from Campbell's or any other brand, as well as some milk. Okay, you're going to mix this and this together, and that's basically going to be your liquid base, along with some grinded salt and pepper, and any other seasonings you might like to add are optional. I'm going to put the cheese in while we're doing the layering of the onions and potatoes, and a bit of Parmesan cheese along the way. And then at the top, I might even mix a bit of this in the middle, and then the final layer is going to be this cheese. So we're just going to do the video without audio to speed things up a little bit, but that's the basics of this fine recipe of scalloped potatoes, gluten-free style, and with cheese or without cheese. After you've watched the video, I highly recommend that you give us any comments, hit the like button, and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate to get your feedback, and if you have any other suggestions of recipes you'd like to know about, easy home cooking, affordable, and with ingredients that everybody has, that's me, your man. Frank's Fine Foods. So here's the stages for putting this fine meal together. First of all, I'm going to give this casserole dish a little spray of your everyday cooking spray. I get this at Costco. It's relatively cheap if you buy bulk, and it lasts forever. Spray your casserole dish lightly inside, just for easier cleaning. These things are actually from Master Chef, and I highly suggest them because they're super easy to clean. Anything that bakes onto them just wipes right off after a minor soaking, and it's really convenient. Anyhow, let's put a bit of this mixture that we made earlier, and I like to make a thick consistency, somewhat like pancake batter. Put a little bit into the bottom of the pan. There you go, not much. We're going to start our layering situation. Just take your sliced potatoes and just layer them on the bottom, slightly overlapping one another. Nothing fancy, nothing hard. And you just continue like this. Take a sprinkle of onions and put that on top. Do another layer of potatoes. I hope you're having a great day out there. It's a great day to get in the kitchen and make a nice simple meal for your family or friends. Put a layer of that on top of the potatoes. Add another layer of onions. Actually, we're going to go with a layer of cheese this time, just to help us a bit with flavor enhancement. There's no real set rules on making scalloped potatoes other than having your sliced potatoes, your canned soup in this case, or if you want to make traditional scalloped potatoes, you would mix butter and flour in between the layers. So a sprinkle of flour after the potatoes, some little chunks of butter, and then let's say your onions, and another layer of potatoes, sprinkle flour, and basically you go along that way, adding milk over each layer, just a light coating of milk. So it would be your potatoes, your onions, your butter and flour, a bit of milk, and continue that process throughout your layering. That's just your traditional standard scalloped potatoes. This I've added a little bit of a flair to it, adding the Parmesan cheese and the grated cheese along with the seasonings. So that's just my way of adding a little bit more to the recipe. You can do it however you like. The imagination is the best ingredient in the kitchen in any situation. So again, our potatoes. We're going to put a bit more liquid this time around because I don't want them dried out. But I don't want them too runny either. Bit of onions. And we're going to do our final layer. More potatoes. Final stage, put some more of the sauce on. Okay, this is where we be a little bit more generous because it's the final layer. It'll go down to the bottom and make sure everything gets coated. Okay, there we go. And last but not least, the pièce de résistance, the cheese. And there you have it, folks. Scalloped potatoes with cheese, gluten-free. And it's just a matter of putting it in the oven now. I suggest the first half hour at 375 degrees with a lid on. And into the oven it goes. Fork tests everything to make sure that the potatoes are easy to go through and they're tender. When they're sliced this thin, it's pretty much a 45-minute recipe in the oven, the last 15 minutes for making a brown crust type of thing. I hope you enjoyed it, and here's our finished product. Make sure you click like and subscribe and enjoy the end result. Thank you. Hit the like button.